Welcome back, everybody. Time for the question of the day. Let's get on with it, see what we're doing. Of course, you know we've been putting ministers under the spotlight for this week, and nothing new today. This is who we'll be chatting to.
Indeed, Minister Solly Malatsi is coming in. So what changes would you like to see in the communication and digital technology sector following the appointment of Solly Malatsi as Minister of the Portfolio? And of course, your access at Morning Live SABC, that's our handle. And please send us your voice notes as well.
Yeah, indeed. 078-459-1897. That's where you can get hold of us. Right, into the newspapers we go, and we're starting off with the Mail and Guardian. So they're leading with Unplugged. It's lights out for the EFF and Gauteng as ANC leaders say they serve no purpose. So that's the detailed analysis they take in the Mail and Guardian today on the EFF and the big story. Then Hlophe, it's a case of bad judgment. Then they focus on France as well and lessons from the UK French elections. And then finally, Peckish, how tortoises have become crow snacks. Okay, there we go. That's a Mail and Guardian for you.
Business Day, and their lead this morning. Eskom upbeat on coal fleet delay. Global funders understand the hold-up, what the hold-up is in South Africa's interest. That's according to Marokane. Eskom CEO Dan Marokane says that the power utility has managed to present a strong case to South Africa's global funders under the Just Energy Transition Partnership that its decision to delay the mothballing of its aging coal fleet is in the country's interest. Also, Motsoaledi doubles down on NHI. Newly appointed Health Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi says that he is determined to push ahead with the ANC's controversial plans for NHI, that's the National Health Insurance, despite legal challenges and opposition from political parties in the new government of national unity. And mining output numbers reflect PGM woes. The latest production and sales data from Stats SA shows that the platinum group metals were a drag on mining production activity in May.
All right, so on to the Star. That's where we move on next. And Mswati Zuma at odds over daughter's marriage. So let's look at this one. The daughter of the former President Jacob Zuma could soon tie the knot with Eswatini monarch King Mswati III. Nomcebo Zuma, who's 21 years old, has been asked for her hand in marriage by the monarch. She's the daughter of Zuma, with a businesswoman identified only as Mam Hlongo. So the Mercury, this is the Star's sister paper, understands she'll be introduced to King Mswati's mother in the coming weeks and unveiled to the nation during the Reed dance in Eswatini. Public reports state that the tentative date for the Reed dance is on the 2nd of September. So they take a deep dive into what is going on there between former President Jacob Zuma and King Mswati. Let's have a look at it. And this, of course, just to add a little bit in the box in the corner, Jay-Z felt betrayed by his friend, and Nomcebo to be introduced to the monarch's mom soon. All right, on to the next story. PA's call for deportation of illegals remain. This, of course, is the Patriotic Alliance. It says it's not backing down on the call for mass deportation of illegal immigrants. The PA's Deputy President, Kenny Kunene, told the media yesterday in Johannesburg that the deportation was still their top priority. All right, there we go. Those are the big stories.
Moving on to The Citizen, where they also pick up on the Patriotic Alliance and asking, did Gayton break Privacy Act? Now, a war of words is raging over whether Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Gayton McKenzie's naming of artists who received government funding was the transparency the public wants, or a reckless and legal breach of privacy of the individuals concerned who are not asked for their consent. So interesting one there. And of course, a picture of some of the devastation that has been visited upon Cape Town property and infrastructure. Houses were damaged, roofs blown off in Wynberg in Cape Town yesterday. Now it's reported that the formal and informal housing structures, electrical communications infrastructure, as well as roads and trees were all severely damaged by strong winds that swept through the region. And then also just France, South Africa to team up, and where the box must improve.
All right, so let's have a look at the final paper for today, the Sowetan, and a very, very, very sad story. And the faces of these little children the deceased here. Scholar Transport crashed their first and last ride. It's so sad. Tato Hlalele, 8-year-old in grade 3. Hlompo Hlalele, 11 years old, grade 5. Sihle Hlalele, 12 years old, grade 7. And Renelwe, also a part of the family, 7 years old, grade 2. 4 cousins who died in this accident were using the transport service for the first time after changing from one that often ran late. Minibus taxi had no seats, just tins. That's according to the family members. Oh, man. All right, and then owners paying the high price, that's house demolitions. Cleft surgeries, a weekend to smile about for 25 children, and Rulani tasked with reviving Wyatt. So, yeah, a bit of a sad ending to the newspapers, but that's the front page of the Sowetan.
And of course, don't forget SABC's very own website, www.sabcnews.com. And as we always say, lots of our own stories that we cover here on SABC, along with some other services that you can tap into, like podcasts as well.
All right, you are locked into SABC. Let's get your news. Here is your news at 7.